Hey, so I don't have any extra audio of me at the beginning of this, but I just was starting out with testing Dolby Vision at 165 hertz on the LG G5 OLED to see if that could somehow get around some of the posterization issues that it's facing currently in HDR10. And you can see the rest for yourself, and I'll have some commentary as it goes on. So yeah, hopefully you can see this in the video, but I mean, it's pretty bad. The compression on YouTube, I'm not sure what's going to do to it exactly, but it's really apparent, especially in person, and I think that the phone camera still picks it up quite a bit. I don't think it's making it that much worse than it is. If anything, it might actually be masking some of it, especially like the fine issues that I can see in some of the edges of the clouds and things like that. And again, this is a RGB 10-bit, because some users seem to think that that was working better for 165 hertz Dolby Vision. And here I noticed that it seemed like the game is not running as smoothly as I was used to back when I tried this out when I first got the TV. So you can see that there's something happening here, and I'll go back to my in-game commentary here from when I recorded the video. You can clearly see the dithering there. I'm checking to see if there's a difference between how VRR is working on Dolby Vision, because I noticed some stuttering that was not there, that I was at least not used to on SDR. And you can see, especially when you're moving, there's a lot of posterization in this guy. I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but yeah, I mean, I feel like you can see it pretty easily on the camera there too. So that's Dolby Vision. This, the Skybox does some weird things in this where it kind of almost look like image retention or something like that. That's just the game. But either way, I don't know if you can see this, the whole sky kind of does a weird posterization fade. There, that. Look at that. Alright, so let's switch to SDR. Alright. This way you can see what the game is actually supposed to look like. Alright, so I'm in SDR using my usual 444 Chroma, 10-bit, limited. I've already matched the gamma in the game to be similar to what it would have been on HDR. This is how I usually play. The VRR flicker is absolutely insane right now. I thought they capped these menus to 60 hertz, but it's going up to 165, and it's absolutely bonkers. But even immediately, you can see there's less posterization there in that loading screen. And even as it comes up, there's not as much in the sky. I mean, there's a little bit in the fire. It's a bigger gradient maybe, but not. There's hardly any compared to what it looks like in Dolby Vision mode. There's a little bit when I'm standing here with the fire glowing behind me. No, let me get over here. It's hard to do this with one hand, sorry. So let me look at this too. Let me see if the stutter is there. Oh, yeah, it's still doing that little dip. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I remember that being there before. I know a few users have noticed maybe some issues on a 5090, but also even after last TV firmware update, someone mentioned to me that they thought their set had some stutter. And I mean, obviously you're not doing that much in game, but it doesn't look smooth. Something looks off. I really don't know what that is. That's another issue. that I don't really want to have to figure out right now. And bring up this thing again just it's there. Actually, maybe not to look at the posterization here. So I mean, look at that. Before looking up in that Dolby Vision HDR mode, whatever the heck it actually is doing, it looks just like it did for me in HDR10, where it's just like a wave of posterization up the whole screen when you do this. Right now, it's, I mean, that's nice. It's smooth. It's like a tiny bit, but it's a lot of it is just the skybox in this game isn't great, and it does some weird things like that. You know, like that weird image retention look that it does sometimes. That's not the TV. But I mean, there's a little bit in the clouds there. Gosh, but I mean, comparatively, I don't know, to me, it's like a different game. Yeah, I guess out in the distance there's some fine banding that kind of slowly fades in. So I don't know if HDR just natively makes that way worse in this game. I mean, you can see a little bit of dirty screen effect too that the TV does have. But some of that is like the way that this engine works when you're looking out on the clouds. Yeah, I mean, there's like a little bit of posterization. It's probably the camera. It's way harder to pick it up on the camera, I think, too, on the phone. Whereas I do think on the HDR version, it does pick that up pretty well. And like when you crouch in this game, it brings up almost like a posterization test practically. And I mean, there's, I don't know, it's a pretty smooth gradient. There's a little bit more maybe out. It's really hard to pick it up on the camera, especially with the Moire effect, but there's maybe like a little bit there, but certainly nothing like it is in HDR or even quote-unquote Dolby Vision. And again, so this is filmmaker mode for both. I didn't test in game mode. So it's filmmaker mode right now, SDR, before it was filmmaker mode, Dolby Vision, which, you know, should have less problems according to the way that this set has been working everywhere else. And if you want to look at some more dithering, some of that's the Moire from the TV, and that's the Moire coming in, but it almost makes it look like you're playing like an old Command and Conquer game or something in the distance. That looks like low resolution, I think, just because of the way the engine renders way out there. But like, yeah, the dithering is there for sure. But I mean, you have to get so close to see it on these TVs. So I don't know, that stutters. It's kind of weird. I don't remember that being there until either the most recent TV update or maybe my most recent Nvidia driver update. It doesn't seem, there's like the weird skip, like a frame time thing, so that's fun to find out what that is. Either way, yeah, I don't know if that HDR is just magnifying how bad the posterization looks in this, but I don't remember being bothered by it on any other OLEDs. And it looks fine in standard dynamic range, so there's just like a little bit there. So, yeah, I don't know what Dolby's doing. I don't think it's fully fixing things, at least with the way I have it set up. Alright, so this is 120 hertz mode. And I was in SDR last, gotta get the gamma at least somewhat like what it was. 2.2 is what I usually play it in this game on. SDR, and then I think 1.8 was what I had it on in Dolby in the last test for this. It's flickering like crazy, and you can kind of see the dithering fog on that too. But yeah, that VR flicker is fun. Holy shit, it's bad at 120 hertz. What is? Oh my god. Oh god. Oh, it's painful. Let's just go back to that. Alright, it's not too terrible on the menu there. Bring it up, and yeah, it looks more like SDR. Just a little bit. great in the Fire. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like a complete disaster like it did in that Dolby Vision 165 Hz. That looked exactly like it does in HDR to me, basically. Yeah, there's like a little bit, it's maybe a little bit more noticeable than SDR, but nothing like what it was on. Yeah, you can see it's not as clean as SDR. I think that, I don't know if that's just gonna hopefully improve over time with the panel or not, but or calibration, you can definitely see a little bit. That Moire makes it hard to see, but it's definitely not as clean as SDR, but it doesn't look anywhere near as bad as what I was just looking at 165 Hz Dolby Vision, which I think is basically just showing HDR10. Even though it says it's in Dolby Vision, I don't think that's what it's doing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I honestly think that I'd have to look at more at like the colors and stuff. There's better depth of range than there was in SDR. Oh man, 120 Hz. You can see it on top of whatever that little stutter that was happening. I think that's there too. I think the dithering, honestly, is more noticeable in HDR. Yeah, actually. And this is Dolby Vision HDR technically too. Oh man, that stutter's bad for me. Alright, so I mean, it does look like 120 Hz Dolby Vision mode on PC is doing something. And I mean, yeah, but I do not think 165 Hz Dolby Vision is doing anything other than just like a display in HDR10 image. So, but I already have issues with the 165 Hz and a little bit of stutter. This looks bad to me at 120 FPS compared to 165, and I'm paying for 165, so that's what I want. Yeah, the HDR effects look it's not that much more impressive than SDR right now in this game, but the colors are, I think, a little bit more vibrant. It's starting to get like daytime in the game now. Let me load that more time to make sure that it's still just as dark. It's not something about the darkness. So yeah, you can see the menu doesn't look great there, but that's, you know, menus are not surprised sometimes. Sometimes when it fades in, you can really see when it's bad. Sorry if I'm not holding the camera very well. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit, but it's really basically like it is in SDR, I think. I think it's just more noticeable because of the brightness, and honestly, I don't know if it's, you know, the gamma's not quite right, maybe. But yeah, what it looked like in Dolby Vision is what I was showing before in my videos for HDR10. Yeah, I mean, this looks okay. It looks like it's still a little bit too bright. Maybe near black there. I'd have to see if that's a gamma thing or what, because yeah, I might just need to adjust the gamma lower because those shadows look kind of gray. I don't know if I'd be able to, if that's just, yeah, I'd have to look into that more, but at least it looked a lot better. It looks like it's still a lot better than HDR10, that's for sure. So if you only paid 120 Hz, yeah, I mean, that's actually a pretty good option to get away from, to still get an HDR presentation, but not the insane posterization that's currently there in HDR10. Yeah, that's a pretty good option for you guys, I think. I'd rather play an SDR for this frame rate personally, and just not have the posterization there either. Cool. Well, alright, that's interesting. Peace. Alright, here I'm checking out, just to make sure it's not an issue, to use limited 444 10-bit in Dolby Vision at 120 Hz specifically. And again, the order I'm showing this to you guys here, this is all stuff that I just did in order and just made my own notes as I was going along here. I only added some voiceover at the beginning and between a couple clips just to help explain what you're saying. Alright, so I wanted to also just check what I usually use is 444 limited 10-bit. I wanted to check that too, and then I don't know for sure if I was in filmmaker mode last time too, versus game optimizer. It just keeps going back to game optimizer on Dolby Vision. But that was at the 120 hertz test I just did, and that, I mean, I barely showed any posterization. But let's see what this, I just wanted to see if 444 Chroma looks better or worse. And I mean, that honestly looked a little bit better, but so, right, so this is in the Dolby Vision mode technically still, right? So I mean, you can see this, the fire has a little bit. I think the camera kind of picks it up. There's like a tiny bit in the sky. Like it's like a little wavy. It's pretty minimal where the camera doesn't pick it up. Like, I'd have to really compare the two side by side to see if RGB looks better, but I don't think it's necessary to go in RGB for Dolby Vision to get that to work fine as a workaround for how bad it looks in HDR10. Yeah, there's like a little bit in the sky. I mean, the skybox just doesn't look great in this game, as we've learned, but for all the time. But certain times it looks amazing. So still, you can, you know, it's pretty kind of sloppy over there, but it's not terrible. It's at least like fine bands, you know. It's not a mess. I don't know. It just looks really bad. But yeah, I mean, it's really minimal, especially compared to what it was in HDR10 and other videos I've shown, and then also in Dolby Vision. Alright, so this again, 120 hertz HDR10, 444 limited how I usually would play. You can see that the loading screen look like poop, but we've seen that look like poop on all the other modes too. Oh god, yeah. Oh my god. It's so bad. I'm sorry to laugh so hard. It's so bad. Oh, it's just like, it looks like oily soup. Like the colors just look, I don't know how well the phone picks it up, but oh god, it's just so bad. Alright, I don't know how well the phone even picks up how ugly that is. It's just like there's such like Chroma nits overshoot looking, like it like just turns pinkish blue. Oh god. Oh my god, no way. It's so bad. Alright, so now, Jesus. Alright, so that's 120 hertz, just confirming that it looks bad at the 120 hertz. Let me just make sure it's not my limited, but I just did that in Dolby Vision and it was fine playing at this 444 10-bit limited. Let me pause, switch to, oh, it's so bad. Let me switch to RGB, make sure it doesn't somehow magically make this not soupy poop, alright? Alright, so back now at RGB 10-bit HDR10, the joyous LG's favorite HDR10. God, that VR flicker is wild. Oh my god. What did I just do? Did I just delete that? Oh god. Whoops. Holy shit. Oh my god. The flicker is so crazy, and that menu just didn't look good either. Let's see. No. Alright, no, it's so bad. God, it's hard to see even how bad it is on the phone, even compared to what it looks like on my eyes. It's just like it's such crazy colors, like by line. Oh, I'm serious. Like some people aren't seeing this. I don't understand. It's not like this in SDR. It's not like this in that Dolby Vision mode. It's just, oh my gosh. Like, I don't even know if you can really see it on camera how bad it looks, because it's not quite picking up the color differences. It's just kind of making everything look kind of blue. But oh, the way that these clouds transition from like dark gray to light gray, there's like this weird super bright blue line that's like that Chroma nits overshoot that so much stuff gets in. Holy crap, it looks so bad when you crouch. Oh my god. What? It doesn't look like this in SDR. It doesn't look like this in that Dolby Vision mode. So it's not like it's not an engine thing, you know, that's just somehow making it so much worse.